Holly Kovo from Fitting Fitness In. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition specialist, and welcome to Get Healthy with Holly. Today we're going to talk all about ginger. Ginger. Fresh ginger looks like this. You can get it at the grocery store. Ground ginger in the spices, but you can also get ginger frozen in these nice little teaspoon size frozen pieces. And I have to say, I really love this. I found it, and I also have garlic the same way because I don't like garlic much, so I don't cook a lot with it. And I'd always get the garlic cloves, and a lot of them would dry out. So I really love this. Same idea. Teaspoon. Okay, so we have fresh ginger, we have frozen ginger, and we have ground ginger, and we're going to use all of it. So if you're going to use fresh ginger, you can peel it, literally peel it with a spoon. The skin is when on a fresh ginger, the skin is so thin, you can just peel it like that. If it's a little older and the skin might be a little harder, then you're going to want to use a regular peeler. Okay, but that's one way that you can do that. If you're using the fresh ginger, you can grate it with a grater, or what I like to use is a zester, and that makes it a little bit easier to use. Just make sure when you're doing that you're going across the grain of the fibers, otherwise it gets all fibery and it doesn't work out so well. You can slice it really thin, and you can boil it and make a tea. You can cut it into julienne slices and put it in your stir fry. You can dice it. You can put it in the food processor. You can make your own little things of ginger in the food processor, which is my goal at some point in time. I just haven't found the time to do it. So in the meantime, I'm using these frozen ones. Okay, so we're going to talk about the benefits of ginger. So ginger reduces inflammation and pain. It contains a powerful anti-inflammatory compounds called gingerols, and they help reduce inflammation in the body, and they make ginger especially beneficial for people with osteoarthritis or chronic joint pain. And I have arthritis, and so I do ginger every morning, and I'll show you what I take every morning. Ginger is also good for nausea and digestive issues. It's widely known that ginger is good for nausea. It's good for motion sickness when you're pregnant and you have morning sickness, and it's great for if you're going through chemotherapy and you're nauseous from that. It helps the digestion as well, promoting movement of food through your system, which is good. If you're constipated, ginger is a great food to eat. So it also supports immune function, which is what most people realize, or most people think about. It has antioxidants and antimicrobial properties, so that ginger can help boost your immune system, and it helps you fight off colds and viruses. So if you have a nice warm cup of ginger tea, if you feel a cold coming on, that will really help kill those symptoms. Ginger also improves your blood sugar control. Studies show that ginger can help with your insulin sensitivity. It can help with your fasting blood sugar levels, and it makes it helpful to manage as well as lose weight. So that's a big one, especially if you have diabetes. It's a great spice or herb to use. It may lower risk of heart disease because it supports your heart by lowering your cholesterol levels and reducing your blood pressure. Also improves your blood circulation. So boy, it's a superfood. That's why I'm talking about it today. It supports your brain health, and some of you know that I'm also a brain health trainer, so I'm all about brain health. The ginger's antioxidants and their bioactive compounds, it helps reduce the oxidative stress and the inflammation in your brain. Those factors are linked to age-related cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So that's another reason why I take it, because my mom had Alzheimer's. It relieves menstrual pain, menstrual cramps. Ginger's been shown to be just as effective as ibuprofen in relieving menstrual cramps. And if you take it during the first few days of your cycle, the anti-inflammatory and the muscle relaxing properties help with that uterine contractions or your cramps. So it's a good thing to take nice ginger tea when you're in your menstrual cycle. It also may protect against infection. Gingerol, which is the main bioactive compound in fresh ginger, helps lower the risk of infections by inhibiting the growth of the harmful bacteria and viruses, especially those that cause disease, gum disease, and respiratory disease. So all those great things. But now let's talk a little bit. I'll get back to some more of the great things that ginger is. Let's start with a nice recipe. We're going to make a peanut ginger marinade. And this is great for chicken or beef. We're going to use chicken because I'm not a big beef person. And we start with, first of all, the recipe is going to be on my website, but I'm cutting that recipe in half because I'm using less chicken in this demonstration. So we're going to start with peanut butter. In this case, it's a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. And this is my absolute favorite peanut butter. Some of you already know Smucker's is my favorite peanut butter. It is an all-natural peanut butter. And you know with all-natural peanut butters, when you open it, the oil is at the top. Now this has already been opened. And you have to mix it through. Once you mix it, if you keep it in the refrigerator, the oil won't separate again. But I want to show you this handy dandy tool that I found because with the arthritis in my hands, it's really hard to mix peanut butter. My husband likes to use a knife, but I use this handy dandy peanut butter stirrer. Hey, I found it on Amazon. You just put it in there, you push it against. I like it because it has this extra part here for my hands to hold on to, and you just keep turning it around, and it mixes the peanut butter. Then you come up, and it's like, oh, you got all this peanut butter on here. There's this handy dandy tool that comes with it, and you just clean it off. Actually, I should have started the other way. My bad. Should have started this way so that all the bad stuff goes off. Well, that's not a very good demonstration, is it? In any case, you just go loop-de-loop, boom, all of it is gone. I love this tool. Love, love, love this tool. Okay, here we go. That's our peanut butter, the Smucker's all-natural peanut butter. All it is peanuts and salt. Okay, now, I am going to mix in this hot water. Ooh, this is hot. It's a little at a time so that we mix it in nicely. So we have like a peanut butter. It's not as much of a paste, not as much as a butter. Let's get that mixed and then I'll add some more. Yeah, I couldn't believe when I found that crushed ginger, frozen ginger. Awesome. All right, let's add a little more water. So again, I've made this half of the recipe. So this is a 1/4 cup as opposed to a 1/2 cup. I'm using chicken tenders, but you can use chicken breast, you can use chicken thighs, whatever you want, whatever type of chicken that you want. In these chicken tenders, you could spear them first and then coat them in this, marinate them in this peanut butter sauce or marinade. All right, that's looking pretty good, isn't it? Okay, then we add the rest of the stuff in here. And let's start with, well, it does call for chili paste, which I'm not using because when I read the reviews of the recipe, several people said the chili paste just makes it too salty, so I'm omitting that because I'm all about low sodium. Speaking of low sodium, I'm going to put in here some low sodium soy sauce. Here we go. And then some vegetable oil. Some white vinegar. And we have, this is garlic. It was frozen and I let it defrost. And we also have ginger. Now, I'm also using less garlic because I'm not big on garlic. So I used half of it. And cayenne pepper, red pepper. So it's going to be spicy enough without the chili paste. At least it's going to be spicy enough for me. All right, let's keep mixing this. Let's make sure I get everything off of this. Okay, and then what we're going to do, I have my chicken already in the bag, and I'm going to pour the marinade in the bag. Let me take this again. I don't want to slip and drop the bowl in there. So, here we go. We get all of this in the bag with the chicken. And then you want to marinate that. You want to leave it in the bag, put it in the fridge. You can put it in overnight, but you want to leave it in there, at least 6 to 8 hours or overnight. Press all the air out, seal it up, and mix it around so that you get plenty of it on there. All right, now I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'm going to grab one that I made early this morning. Here we go. So I have my pan here that we're going to put it on, and I have the oven already preheated to 350 degrees. Now, I'm going to pour everything in there because I think this marinade is awesome, and I want to have more of it on the chicken, but you can just pull the chicken out and kind of scrape the marinade off. But I'm kind of thinking of using it more like a sauté on top. It could come back to bite me when we're in the oven, but we'll see. All right, let's move the chicken so it's all, each has its own spot. I'm going to start with 10 minutes in the oven and then see if I need to go to 15. Is that one underneath there? I guess it is. Because I want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through, but I don't want to overcook it. All right, in the oven, 10 minutes. Okay, so 2 more things that ginger is very good for. It improves your skin health. Thanks to the antioxidant and the anti-inflammatory properties, ginger can help protect your skin from aging and the environmental damage that you can get from the environment. It boosts circulation, and it may give you that natural glow, and it supports collagen production. So you don't need to do extra outside collagen. Ginger will help you out. This is cooking up a storm. It also aids in weight management because it enhances thermogenesis, which is the burning of your calories. It's a calorie burning process, and it helps control your appetite. So it's been linked to improve also digestion of fat and the regulation of your blood sugar levels and your insulin levels. So it's very helpful to not just maintain your weight, but also to help you lose weight. So we have another recipe here. We're going to make candied ginger carrots. And I'm going to use carrots. I have some water in here already, and I'm going to put the carrots in here to kind of let them steam and heat up. So while that is doing that, I'll cover that up for a minute. And Then I'm going to add in there some butter, some brown sugar, and some ground ginger to kind of candy it a little bit. But I want to talk about also, while I'm waiting for that, this ginger wellness like metabolism booster drink that I do in the mornings. And I start with 3 ounces of warm water. Oops. I do a tablespoon of honey, a tablespoon of lemon, and a pinch of cayenne pepper, and a pinch of ground cinnamon. So I will make that one in a minute. I just want to keep an eye on this stuff. And the chicken is almost done as well. So I've got to try to time everything together. So I'm going to let this heat up. I am going to heat this water a little bit in the microwave. 30 seconds should be enough, just to keep it warm, because I need something to help melt the honey. While this is bubbling, so that the carrots become nice and soft, while that's boiling up, we're going to make this nice wellness drink. It has, so I just warmed up the water, and I'm going to take a teaspoon of ginger, one of those frozen ones, pop it in there. It'll start melting because it is nice and warm water. And then we're going to add the honey to it. Tablespoon of honey. I always add that next because then it's going to melt better. Now this is what I have every morning, first thing in the morning. And then I don't eat or drink anything else for another 20 minutes, just to kind of let this settle. Yeah. Now, you want it to be warm while you make it, but you can cool it off by putting some ice cubes in there if you'd rather drink it cool. This is still melting. And then I'm going to add, this is already a tablespoon of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. And the big thing is you add to it a pinch of ground cinnamon. So ground cinnamon is really good for, ground cinnamon helps stabilize your blood sugar level. It's very good for diabetics. It helps reduce cravings. It helps reduce chronic inflammation. So I'm just going to pour a little out of one hole there. To me, that's a pinch. And I'm going to put that in there. The lemon helps to stimulate digestion, and it keeps things moving along, and it supports fat metabolism. And the honey actually is a prebiotic, has prebiotic properties, so it's really good for the bacteria in your gut. And it can support, let's take that off. It supports your digestion as well. So this is, this, not only does it boost your metabolism, but it's also very good to help keep things moving along and keep you regular. Okay, so now cayenne pepper. Again, I just do a little bit. And that pinch, for some you can do a little bit more, but for me, I'm really not big on cayenne pepper, and it really heats you up. So if you like that, it gives you that hot effect. It also reduces your appetite. So this is a good thing for weight loss. And we talked about the honey's prebiotic properties, and we talked about the lemon, the cinnamon, and the cayenne pepper. So this mixture, it's still a little warm. You can drink it warm, or you can put some ice in it and drink it afterwards. Drink it first thing in the morning. It will keep you regular. So if you have a problem with constipation, this is a great thing to use, to drink. Okay, now moving over to these carrots, making sure that they're nice and getting soft. All right, good. How can we add more ginger to your day? You can make a nice ginger tea. So if you have a cold, you feel a cold coming on, make a nice ginger tea. You can add it to your smoothie in the morning. You can add it to salad dressings. You can add it to marinades like we did today. You can add it to soups or stews. You can add it to, you can add the ground ginger to any of your other spices to spice up whatever you're making. You can add it to your stir fry. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you can do with ginger. And there's so many great benefits to it. So you want to try to work it into your day. These recipes are going to be on my website, fittingfitnessin.com, under the Get Healthy with Holly tab. Where this is cooking pretty quick. And the chicken I know is done now. Now on the side, I made some basmati brown rice. Interesting, I'd never seen brown basmati rice. My husband likes basmati rice, but I don't really like the white rice because it doesn't have a lot of nutrients. So I found this. This is the first time using it. I have some cooking over on the side with my rice cooker. I'm not showing my rice cooker because it's kind of old. And let's turn this down now. These look good. The rice cooker is a little old, but we're going to add rice to it at the end. So now, let's go back to our candied carrots. And we're going to add some butter. Yeah, I want some butter. And in that butter, then with the butter, we're going to do some brown sugar. We're going to do our ground ginger. Here we go. Let's add that butter. I turned it down a little bit now, so we're going to let that melt. We're going to put the ginger in. It's a lot of ginger, isn't it? Woohoo! And then we're also going to put in the brown sugar. I'll give you a little story about this brown sugar. I went to grab the bag of brown sugar in the cabinet, and it's a big bag. It was like, I don't know, 3 pounds. My daughter picked it up at one point in time, and it was hard as a rock. Literally hard as a rock. I had to chisel some chunks off of it. And so I had looked up on the internet, and you can take the chunks, put it in a bowl, grab a paper towel, get it nice and damp, squeeze out the excess water, but make sure it's damp, put it over top of the bowl, and then microwave it 20 seconds at a time. The thing is that it just wasn't working for me, so what I did was I dampened the paper towel, and I took a chunk and I wrapped it in the paper towel and put it in the microwave for 20 seconds at a time. And then when it came out, it was much softer, and I just took a fork and just kind of scraped it down. And that's how I got this. It was good. All right, so now this is nice and grated, or nice and covered and melted. So we're going to let this, I'm going to turn it up a tiny bit and let it sit for a little bit. And while that sits, I'm going to clean this up a little and bring out the chicken, and we'll plate it. Okay, so I plated the chicken. I put a little bit of the brown basmati rice, which kind of just looks like about dirty rice. And I'll put some of these candy glazed, ginger glazed carrots. And there we go. Voila. So we have our ginger ginger peanut marinated chicken. We have our ginger candied carrots. We have some brown basmati rice, which if we wanted to, we could put a little extra of the sauce on there. We have our special metabolism booster morning elixir or drink that you want to drink that will help move everything along. And it's a gingerful day. So all these recipes will be on my website, fittingfitnessin.com, under the Get Healthy with Holly tab. And I want to thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Get Healthy with Holly.